first passenger aboard the vehicle, Togi. Are you ready to travel, Togi?
Togi, Togi, Togi.
Well, good morning, guys. Today is a travel day. We are kicking off the trip, the road trip to Atlantic Canada. Today we're going to Quebec. First stop.
First stop is going to be Quebec. Not Quebec City, or we're going to go visit a brother in Montreal for a couple of hours. And then we continue just for another hour, hour and a half.
To a little town outside the city. We rented a cabin in the woods by the lake, so that's going to be our first day.
Yeah, we're all ready. It's 9:30, Tuesday, the July the 2nd. So
Day after Canada Day.
Day after Canada Day, and Togo is already inside the car there. He's eager and ready. And we have a lot of stuff. That's the only thing. But
I will say,
what's new?
Also, if this car looks familiar, is because we were driving the same model last year when we went out to the Rockies.
Yeah.
And we're trying to figure out if it's the same car as well, not just the same model, but the same vehicle. Bless you.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I think it could be.
Catching a cold over here.
Because we rented from the same place at the airport. And it's exactly the same model, the same color. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's the same car that we took last year to travel. So
All right.
Anyways, I'm driving.
Let's hit the road.
I'm first up in the driver's seat, so let's get out of the city.
Let's go. Let's get going.
We were running a bit late leaving the house, so we didn't do a very good job explaining this trip. But basically, the idea was to spend 2 weeks road tripping around the Maritimes, which includes the provinces of New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and Prince Edward Island. Ever since Togo came into our lives, it's become a bit of a family tradition to do a summer road trip so that the dog can also come along. Last year it was the Canadian Rockies, and this year we decided to head east towards Atlantic Canada. But first, we had to get there. This video is about our first 2 days driving across Ontario and Quebec.
Hey, Togi. Togi, Togi, Togi.
Es un buen viajero. Hey, un buen viajero.
Well, how was the drive?
Well, first stop of the day, it was good. I've driven for about an hour and a half. We're now at Port Hope. We stopped at an en route. It's kind of like a rest area, and this one has a little park with picnic benches.
Yeah.
Togo was getting a little fidgety, so he needs a walk.
Well, especially when he saw the other dog.
Yes.
He was like,
yes, this looks like a dog park at the moment. Everyone has stopped to give their dogs a break.
Yeah, the best thing about this en route is that, I mean, there's a restaurant area, but we avoided that and we just come to the park area. Yeah, he's loving it. How did you find the drive so far? It was a lot of traffic getting out of
Toronto, but that's to be expected.
Yeah.
You did okay.
You did okay.
Now it should be smooth cruising.
Yeah.
I think we'll probably make another stop or two before we reach Montreal.
Yeah,
just to take it easy.
When you're with the dog, you have to do that.
Yeah,
so.
We usually stop like every hour and a half or two.
Yeah.
And that seems to work for us.
That works for him.
Yeah.
And we also have sandwiches as well.
We do. So. I've already had mine. This is what's left.
That's what's left.
And there was banana bread, 2 containers of banana bread.
Yeah.
And someone devoured the first one. I haven't even had a bite. It was meant to be 2 pieces per person, okay? Now
Audrey's portion was eaten by somebody.
2 pieces per person.
You know what? I can honestly say it wasn't me. Maybe your sister had it.
How was my driving for you? How did you enjoy the ride?
I think I only gained about 10 white hairs.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just kidding. You did a good job. You were driving slows. A little bit like Sunday driving.
Excuse me, I do the speed limit. I'm a safe driver.
But yeah, it was, you know what, once we got outside of Toronto, it was totally fine. Toronto's always a bit of a zoo. And guys, we've packed our own sandwiches. Take a look here.
Yes.
We've got chicken sandwiches on...
Sriracha chicken.
Ooh, and this is nice thick bread. It looks like rye
Got
bread.
some healthy black bread for you.
Yeah, let's try it.
None of this stopping at Tim Hortons business. You eat homemade sandwiches.
So how's the trip so far?
It's going pretty good. We are doing a pit stop for Togo.
Yeah.
And I think he wants water too, but
He got a little excited when we pulled in. He saw the other dogs. He doesn't know where we are.
he doesn't know where he is. That's the problem, you know.
Yeah.
So he's all hyper, but now he quiet down a little bit.
When we take him somewhere unfamiliar, he needs to get out, run around, sniff it.
Yeah, he goes crazy. You
It
know?
goes crazy.
But I think now he wants to have a little bit of water. And yeah, this is a perfect area to stop where to walk the dog a little bit, you know. We haven't been traveling a lot. It's about an hour and a half, but we are not in a hurry.
No.
And you know, we want the dog to stretch the legs a little bit because in the back is a little bit cramped, you know. It's a lot of suitcases and stuff like that, so he doesn't have a lot of space. And yeah, like this, he's going to quiet down a little, and then he's going to travel a little bit better. Come here, Togo. We're going to have some water for you.
Togo? What are you giving him, Audrey?
Lavender
Because?
to calm him.
I can smell it so much. Thank you.
Alright guys, we've maybe been driving another 15 minutes and we've stopped again at the Big Apple. This is a place where you can buy apple pie and you can see how they're made, and they have like this giant red apple off of the side of the highway, so it's kind of like a tourist landmark as well. So yeah, we're gonna get some pie since we're visiting my uncle, so we don't show up empty-handed. I
Yeah,
need
that's
the
a no-no.
bathroom. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Well, there you have it guys. The Big Apple.
The one and only.
The one and only. And yeah, we got our pie. We got the Mumble Crumble apple pie. It
Huge.
looks really good.
Yeah.
And Sam bought some apple chips. These are the caramel apple chips.
Guys, fun fact.
Fun fact, let's not get run over.
As you go into the store, you can see where they're making the pies, and they have sold over 6 million. It's unbelievable.
6 million.
It's a lot.
Come.
Good boy. Ahora yo lo distraigo por aquí.
So guys, we picked up some apple chips over here. Gonna try them. Ooh. They're basically shaped like an apple ring, like a cord ring. Oh, looks like there's a bit of sugar around the outside. Oh wow, they're sweet. And they have a caramel taste. Really crunchy. I like them.
Hello. Stop number 3.
Stop number 3.
Number 3 means cake, actually banana bread. water, a little walk for the dog. Sun's out. Sun's pretty strong.
Every stop is an excuse for Audrey to have a bite. And we're close to the Quebec border now.
We are.
So yeah, that's the French-speaking part of Canada.
Yes.
And
getting close to Quebec.
It's getting exciting because we're not too far from your uncle's place.
Yeah, we're hoping to be able to get there by 4 o'clock.
Yep.
Making decent time. Togi's sniffing you.
Togi.
Hi guys, I'm here guys.
Hey guys.
Hello. And we have banana bread with chocolate chips, walnuts. It's moist, it's fluffy, it's delicious. Second piece of the day.
So you did find it after all. Togito.
No. He wants to go explore.
Alright guys, so we just crossed the border over to Quebec, the province of Quebec, a few minutes ago. We're now about 25 or 30 minutes away from my uncle's house, and I'm keeping myself entertained by taking selfies with Togi in the back. Look, got him there in the same frame. Look at that guy, looking at the camera, looking handsome as always. Aren't you, baby? It's like, yes, of course I am.
Con el todo. Ahí está el toro. Ey, sí, todo, el nombre todo.
Desesperado, todo.
Está con una gana de irse este. Con el todo. Ya.
Togi. I'll drive?
Okay.
I'll give you your camera, Sam.
We spent a really nice afternoon visiting with relatives, and then we hit the road again while we still had a bit of daylight left in order to find the cottage somewhere in the countryside. We got stuck in traffic leaving Montreal, and then we also lost a bit of time taking detours due to construction, but we eventually got there.
Oh, it worked? Yay! What are you doing, Audrey?
Oh, killing mosquitoes. We're in the countryside next to a lake in the forest, and there were hundreds of them. Like, we opened the doors and the lights were on and they just like swarmed.
They're like food.
We must have
we're the
killed,
food.
I'd say 20 or 30 by now. My dad and I with towels like, psh, psh.
Yeah. Popping open some wine.
It's been a long drive.
It's been a long drive.
The GPS kept telling us like 20 minutes for what felt like an hour. So yeah, we made it.
But we're here, and it's gonna look really nice in the morning. So.
Yeah, we'll show you guys around in the morning.
Yeah. For now, we're gonna just have some wine.
Yeah.
Have a little bite, and we'll give you a tour of the cabin tomorrow, and we'll pick things up. Cheers!
Cheers.
Cheers.
For the end of the day.
It's been a long one.
It's been a long one.
Ooh, that's nice.
Not too bad.
When anything would be good at this point.
At this point?
Yeah.
Oh my God, we haven't eaten anything almost all day long. Now.
Yeah.
So we are starving, we are tired, and
we're thirsty.
we're hunting mosquitoes because the cabin is full of them.
Yeah.
So I think they're gonna eat us alive tonight.
Yeah, we're gonna pick things up in the morning. Hopefully we're not ravaged by them. But yeah, what a day.
What a day.
What a day.
Let's call it a day.
Ooh. Good morning, guys, from the woods here in Quebec. We are being attacked by mosquitoes. We just came outside to give the dog a little walk, and oh my, summer here is rough. It's beautiful. It's just the mosquitoes are also out here to enjoy it. But yeah, we were up bright and early. My parents woke up at like 5:30 this morning. Sam was up at 6. So we're getting an early start. We're just about packed up. And then we need to start loading everything in the car. So yeah, we just wanted to show you around a little bit. This is the cottage where we spent the night last night. We arrived after dark, so couldn't really see much, but it's really nice. We're not too far from the lake. Togo's having fun playing fetch with sticks and pine cones. And yeah, today we're going to continue driving towards Fredericton. It's going to be 7.5 hours. We're also going to make some stops along the way. So yeah, we'll see what the day holds. Day 2 was another long day of driving, mostly crossing the province of Quebec. We didn't really do any touristy stops along the way since our goal was to reach Fredericton before dark and meet up with Sam's parents. We just drove and drove, taking breaks at Togo's urging. Quédate ahí.
Hey.
Good morning. I'm awake now. I wasn't really awake earlier.
You had a bit of a sleep, huh? In the car?
No, I've been navigating actually.
Okay.
We've been driving, would you say an hour and a half or two now?
Yeah, but at least a solid hour and a half.
Yeah.
So we woke up early. We got eaten alive.
By mosquitoes. I
Yeah.
got bitten on my fingertip and my finger swelled to twice its size.
Yeah, I mean, I've spent quite a bit of time in the wilderness in Canada, but I've never been to somewhere where it, like been
The mosquitoes were
Yeah,
that fierce, that ferocious and hungry.
that many of them too. They even came in the house somehow.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, it's been a nice scenic drive so far, and we're heading towards Quebec City at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we've got a little bit more time to spend in this province.
You smell nice.
Oh, it's nature. None of us showered this morning, so the main reason why we stopped though is to take the dog for a walk.
Togi.
About every 2 hours we do that, and it just makes the trip a lot more bearable for us, for him, for everyone involved.
Oh, Togo has to be first. We can't be ahead. He must be the leader of the pack, or he starts squeaking and getting nervous and anxious.
Yeah.
There's a system in place here. He must be the leader. Toma, más agua. Good boy. I'm a thirsty boy.
Nervous yawn.
Well guys, it's just been more highway driving, more of the same. Hopefully you're enjoying a bit of the scenery. We're doing, you guessed it, another pit stop. We're going to attempt feeding the dog. Our itinerary really revolves around the dog quite heavily, in case you have not noticed. So here we go, feeding time for Togo. He's getting some beef, getting some rice. He eats home-cooked meals. Here we go, lunch for Togi.
So we've been driving for a really long time. It feels like, you know, a never-ending adventure here in Quebec. And it is Canada's French-speaking province, so I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been filming a lot of the signs. All the signs are in French. And yeah, the culture is different, the food is different. If we had more time, I would have loved to stop and had a poutine here. I've been craving a poutine.
And speaking of French names, a lot of the names here are after saints. Like there's a lot of saints.
We just passed by a quirky little town. What was that called?
It was Saint Louis de haha. Like haha, I'm laughing, and the haha had exclamation mark.
There's some great names in Canada of small towns, I have to say. My favorite being in Newfoundland, Happy Valley Goose Bay.
But you've
town
never
ever.
been.
I haven't been there, but I'm gonna go someday.
That's his dream.
That's my dream in life. Happy Valley Goose Bay.
Also, they do speak French in New Brunswick and part of the
Yes,
province, no?
it's technically a bilingual province. There's some cities that are more French than others. Edmonton being one of them, near the border. There's also Moncton, which is predominantly French. But where my parents live in Fredericton, and then where my relatives live in St. John, it's more English speaking. So yeah, it's really interesting. But if you want to work in the government there, you do need to speak both languages. Yeah!
New Brunswick.
New Brunswick.
Alright guys, so we made a little pit stop in Hartland, New Brunswick, a place that Sam visited as a child. He thinks, he maybe remembers. And this town is home to the longest covered bridge in the world, 1,282 feet. Also, I was really surprised that you can drive your vehicle across, because we visited covered bridges in Quebec that are made out of wood and they're so old that you can only walk across. You can't drive on them anymore. But this one, you can do it with your car.
Okay. But
Togo?
you can also walk it too. I think
You
we'll
can
do that
walk it
as
too. I
well.
think there's a pedestrian lane.
Yep.
Are you excited to wait?
Hey people, how are you out there? I'm gonna do a little bit of talking here for Audrey is driving and Samuel is filming, right? Yeah, we've been traveling for a couple of days. We are a bit dirty, sweaty and tired, but we're having a good time. Togo is at the back there having a good time too. And yeah, we just crossed the province of Quebec. We passed through there yesterday and this morning, and now we're in New Brunswick. It's the first time for me here in New Brunswick. I have never been past Quebec City east, right? So as you know, Quebec is mostly French speaking province, although Canada, the whole country, is bilingual. There are two official languages that are French and English. If you want to have education in French, you can study in French. If you want to be educated in English, when you go to school, university, you can do it in English, you know. The province of Quebec is a little bit different because they have some laws that they had to implement to protect the French culture. If you come to the province of Quebec from abroad and you want to go to public school, you're probably going to have to go and do your schooling in French. Even if you were born in the province of Quebec and neither one of your parents, your mother or your father, did their schooling in English, then you're not going to be able to do your schooling in English in the public school system. If you want to pay private education, you can study whatever language you want, but in the public system, that's more or less the rules, you know. So they have to protect the culture, and this is a way of trying to make sure that the language is kept alive. And also when it comes to signage outside the businesses and whatever it is with advertising, you know, it has to be done in French in the province of Quebec. So now we've come just close to the province of New Brunswick. It's my first time here. I'm surprised at the sides of both sides of the highway here, the road. They have a fencing system to protect from the moose. Apparently right here there are signs everywhere that says beware, be careful, especially at night, moose crossing. You know, they cross the road, and if you're doing 120, 130 kilometers an hour and you hit one of those monsters, it'll be like hitting a horse, and I don't think you're gonna survive it. Neither the moose, right? They usually come through the windshield and end up inside the car, and it's a disaster. So what they did is they fence the whole length. We've been traveling now for like 4 hours, and it's been steady, okay? Both sides of the highway, the fencing is a metal chain link type of thing, and wow, you see the kind of expense they went to protect lives, huh? In this country, in Canada, they don't take it lightly. When it's a matter of safety and trying to save life, money is no object, apparently, because this must have cost a fortune to do, but they did it, you know. And also, when we crossed into New Brunswick, we came into another time zone. Sorry. So you know, Canada being such a wide country, it has 4 time zones, right? You got the Atlantic, you got Central, you got Mountain, and you got Pacific. That's 4. And then you have Newfoundland, Terra Nova, and Labrador, that they also have a little difference that is about a half an hour. So if you are in Vancouver and someone that is in Terra Nova, Labrador, Newfoundland, there'll be 4.5 hours difference. You know, that gives you an idea of how vast this country is. So yeah, that's another you know, interesting thing to know, I guess, for people that are interested in traveling and stuff like that. And also another thing that I've noticed, and it just amazes me, is how clean everything is. We've been traveling for 2 days, okay? And so far we haven't seen a piece of paper, a piece of newspaper, a plastic bottle, an empty coffee cup, nothing on the side of the road. It's just pristine, okay? That tells you a lot about you know, a society when they when you have things and you see things like that, you know, how they behave. So, oh, Togo,
Togo's here.
What are you doing here? Huh? You're having a good time?
Having a good road trip?
It's a
Lots
good
of
road trip.
lots of walks.
Yeah, he's having a great time.
He's having a great time.
Hey, 1 more hour, 1.5, and we're there. Okay?
We're almost there, buddy.
There we are.
Yeah, he's a happy boy.
He's a happy guy.
He's a happy camper.
So yeah, now we are approaching in about 1.5 hours. We're gonna be in Fredericton in New Brunswick. Right there, we're gonna spend a couple of days, recoup a little, do a little bit of sightseeing, and then we continue to Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island. And we're gonna be, I'm eager to go. We're gonna drive the Cabot Trail, okay? It's supposed to be one of the most scenic roads, mainly for motorcycle drivers. You know, it's a lot of people that go do that drive with a motorcycle, you know, the big bikes, huh? So it's supposed to be an amazing drive and amazing views, and I always wanted to go and do this, and well, now is the time. So we'll keep you posted, and we'll make some good videos so everybody can enjoy it, huh? So that's it.
That's it. We just
For
got an
now,
hour.
we'll see you in another little piece of video,
Yeah.
and talk a little bit more.
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna last long, no. Yeah.
We drove through a torrential downpour, but then as we were approaching Fredericton, the skies cleared and we got some sunshine. And that pretty much sums up our 2 days driving out to Eastern Canada. In the next video, we'll be exploring the province of New Brunswick, so get ready for some sightseeing around Fredericton, hiking in Fundy National Park, eating delicious fish and chips, visiting the Hopewell Rocks, and enjoying a cottage in the middle of the woods. All that and more in the next episode.